to check for that. What about the audio?
Yes. Yeah, people hearing.
Can you hear me? Check my 1, 2. Check. I need to confirm that you can hear me on the other side. Confirm. Okay, so in 1 minute, we're gonna start. Please get your friends, get everybody to know that it's about to go down in 60 seconds. All right? It's about to go down in 60 seconds. I'll be right back in 60 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is 7 o'clock, so we're starting right now, and I want to welcome everybody that is here on this live, and it's going to be quick. First of all, I want to say compliments of the season. Merry Christmas to everybody. As we wind down the year 2022, we're looking forward to an amazing new year. And first of all, I want us to be grateful to God for making us to see the closing part of this year. We cannot take it for granted. A lot of us started this year, but they're not seeing it, the end of it with us. We can't take it for granted. You know, most of us might say, okay, this is not my best year ever, but you're still alive. You're still breathing. You know, a living dog is better than a dead lion, because the dog has hope. So first of all, I want to say thank God for making it possible for us to be here. All right, for making it possible for us to be here towards the end of the year and to see the winding down of 2022 as we begin to navigate towards 2023. All right, so I'm here to share with us on a topic I call the battle to emerge. The battle to emerge. And a lot of people see me and they ask me, oh, tell me, what's the secret of your success? Oh, tell me, how can I become like you? Oh, tell me, you have it all figured together. Oh, tell me, how can I live my life the way you're living yours? How can I achieve my goals? You're an example of a successful male. How can I become successful? You're an example of a successful adult. How can I become successful? Share your secret. Mentor me. Mentor me. A lot of people over my DMs, phone calls, and they keep asking me one simple question. How did he become successful? How did he emerge? How did he become this? Show me. And the truth is that there is no quick fix to that. I can't tell you, okay, this is how I became. This is it, this is it. But what I can tell you is, there are certain things over time that has helped me to become who I am today and what I am today. There are certain things over time that has helped me to become who I am today and what I am today. And those are the things I want to share with you. Can you excuse me, please? Lock the door. No, just lock the door. Lock the door. You're distracting me. All right. There are certain things today that helped me. Hold on 1 second. There are certain things today that have helped me to become who I am today. Sorry. I need to mute this. Okay. Okay, if you can hear me, if you can see me, please just go to the chat box and confirm that you can hear and see me. If you can hear me clearly, please confirm. If you can hear me clearly, please confirm. Okay, like I said, all right, so there are certain things that I'm going to share today that kind of helped to make it all come together. And I start by saying this: every human being has this innate desire in them to emerge. Every human being has this burning desire for them to emerge. What does it mean to emerge? Emerge means to come out of obscurity and be visible. When somebody says, I have emerged, or you're told he has emerged, what it literally means is he has come out of a place of hiding to a place where the world can see him or her. What also means is the person's potentials. People are beginning to feel the person. There are lots of people that may have money, but they haven't emerged because nobody is seeing them. Nobody feels their presence. Nobody can say, I feel you. Nobody can see them. They are alive, but they are not living. They are existing, but they are not living. They are breathing, but they are not living. Because nobody sees them. Nobody feels them. The potentials on their inside, nobody is seeing it. Nobody is feeling it. They might be comfortable. Maybe apart from maybe their immediate family, people around them can't feel them. And if you're here listening to me, you're living a life that people around you can't feel. I don't care whether you're a billionaire or a multi-millionaire, I don't care. But if people around you can't see you, can't feel you, you have no effect on your immediate environment, then you've not emerged. There's an innate desire in every human being to become visible, to become impactful, to add value to the world. For people other than your immediate family members to say, yes, I know him. Yes, he has done this. Yes, this is who he is. Now, this thing can be a blessing and it can also be a curse. And I'm going to explain that. It's a double-edged sword. I'm going to explain that shortly. But to emerge means to begin to affect the lives of people positively. Now, there are three main battles you need to fight if you want to emerge. And I'm going to bring back the other one as we go. The first battle you need to fight in order to emerge. The first battle somebody was asking, okay, fine. Okay, no problem. I'm going to announce the winners of the stuff at the end of the day of the Emerge Challenge. But if you announce and you're not here, that's all. You've missed it. Okay, so back to what I'm saying. The first battle you need to fight in order to emerge. Remember, for you to emerge, there are certain things that are stopping you from becoming visible. And one of the things, the first I'm going to talk about, that stops men from becoming visible is what I call the forces of your experiences and environment. Growing up as a child, it started off well. My dad had a pretty good job, but all of a sudden my dad lost his job and everything went crashing. My dad could barely take care of us. My mom was a teacher, and everything just came crashing. Everything just went from grass, from grace to grass. Everything just messed up. And all of a sudden my family became a concern, more like a liability, more like a charity case to my aunties and my uncles. That was how it was. When my dad had a good job, everybody would come to the family on Sundays like this, on festive period. You see everybody flocking the house. We're living in like a duplex, and I can remember. Everybody comes around because the going was good. When my dad lost his job, and we had to be moved because he was a civil servant, was working for the government. So when he lost his job, the house was given to him by the civil service. So they told him, hey, sorry, you've lost your job for no fault of his, actually. But that's topic for another day. But because you've lost your job, you can't stay in this house anymore. So you had to be moved to another, start looking for, an apartment and all that. And we became a charity case. Now, growing up, it was made clear that we are not from a privileged family. My dad will tell you, don't go and follow your friend and go and do something. Or his father has money to bail him out. If you mess up, I don't have money to bail you out. I don't know nobody. Go and read your books. Make sure you succeed because I don't have anybody to help you. That was the mindset I grew up with. So I grew up knowing that if I have to succeed, it has to be me. A lot of us have that mindset that I don't have any uncle anywhere. I don't have anybody anywhere. My father is not rich. My mother is not rich. I don't have any uncle. I may have rich uncles, but I can't count on them. I might have rich aunties, but I can't count on them. If something happens and they say, please, somebody should bring 5 million naira to save me or I'm dead, I'll probably just die because there's nobody to come to my rescue. That was where I found myself growing up. But despite that, I had the urge to emerge. Now, I'm saying this because some people are saying, oh, no, maybe you're lucky, maybe you're this, maybe you're that. No. So the first battle I had to battle was to fight against my experiences with my environment. The things around me were limiting. I had a lot of limiting things around me, things that made it almost look like impossible. In my lineage, nobody had become, my father's family, nobody had become like successful, nobody had become like a millionaire or something, nobody had become that rich. So there was like a lead placed on it. So are you going to be the first person to drive a luxury car? Like, seriously? Are you going to be the first person? Nobody has done it in your lane. Nobody around you. In my father's lane, nobody around you has become that successful. So how are you going to do that? And this is the first battle that we have to overcome in an effort, in our quest to emerge. And I'll tell you how I overcame that battle Now, I began to look inward. Because sometimes when you look around you, you'll be discouraged. There's so many of you listening to me. You've looked at it, you've looked around, you've looked to the left, looked to the right. You can't see anything around you that shows you that you can become successful. There's nothing around you. Is it this job that are paying you 75,000 naira in a month? Even if you don't touch the salary for 10 years, can it buy you a car of your dreams? No. You look by the right. Is it this business I'm doing that I don't even have money to pay my workers? You're looking around and there is nothing around you that suggests that you can emerge. My advice to you today is you need to quit looking around and begin to look inside, because that's what I began to do. I began to look at my inside because everything around me was suggesting, no, you can't become this. I wanted to travel around the world, have breakfast in Monaco, have lunch in Paris, have dinner in London or whatever. This was what I wanted, but everything around me was like, dude, are you dreaming? Are you having malaria? Are you having fever? Wake up and smell the coffee. You're not going to become anything successful. Nothing around you is going to make you successful. But there was something I did. What I did was I began to look inwards. I began to look at myself. Who am I? And that's the question every young man and every young woman listening to me must answer. Who am I? Am I what people say that I am? I began to ask myself those questions. Who am I? Who exactly am I? And the moment I began to ask those questions, it began to put pressure on me. And that was when I began the act of personal development. Because I began to see that I have so much on my inside, but I can't seem to bring it out. And that was when I began to read books. I began the act of personal development. Because I discovered that if your content is bigger than your environment, you will overcome. The challenge is our environment is imposing their will on us. So how do you emerge? You have to become bigger than the forces that are trying to submerge you. And how did I start doing it? I started personal development. I started reading books. I got mentors. That's why this platform, the Entrepreneur Mentor, is all about mentorship. That's what saved me. I started paying for mentorship. I started going for mentors. I started craving. I became addicted to mentors, to mentorship. I started reading books, started listening to tapes, started watching audio, started watching videos, started watching things that began to help me to become bigger and better. And as I become bigger, the things that became so strong that held me down began to look small. Just like you want to carry this table that is probably weighing like 30 kg or 40 kg. Oh, and you're struggling. Go to the gym, begin to build on your biceps. And after 2-3 months, come and try the table again. All of a sudden it becomes easier. And that's what happened to me. I went back to myself and began to do personal development. I began to seek for mentorship. I began to mingle with people that have gone to where I want to go. In fact, I remember the first time I paid money to acquire my first mentor. It was like, everyone was like, are you okay? How can you pay this kind of money? What is the person mentoring you? Leave that and all that. But when I saw that my environment was not going to enable me, my environment was everything about my environment. You see that some of you are listening to me, you look around, all you see is shit things. All you see are average, mediocre things. Everything you see around you, you watch the screens, you watch the TV, you watch YouTube, you're seeing great things. But when you come to reality, come on, you can't even pay your house rent. You can't even buy yourself a car. You can't even fix your car. Your car has been in the mechanic for months and you can't even fix it. That's the reality that you have on ground. What do you do to overcome your environment and your experiences? Begin to personally develop yourself. That's what I did. I began to personally develop myself. Books like Think and Grow Rich, Business of the 21st Century, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Business School, The Compound Effect. I began to read books like this. And guess what? All of a sudden, I discovered that what I had in me started becoming bigger than my experiences and my environment. Now, when I overcame that was the first challenge. I became aware of who I was. There's some of you listening to me, you haven't read a good book in the past 6 months, 1 year. You haven't read a good book. You're not developing yourself. You can't beat the odds around you, against you. You can't beat the things that are trying to beat you. 2022, how many books did you read? Ask yourself. How many personal development courses, videos did you read? The second thing I had to battle with was when I was about to make, you see, when you begin to read, begin to develop yourself, all of a sudden your eyes begin to open to the possibilities of who and what you can become. That's what happened to me. And guess what? All of a sudden, I found the gold mine. Now, I was working in a bank. I finished school, and my parents already told me, come on, you're on your own. My goal was to become an IT specialist. That was my goal. And then to become an IT, information technology specialist. That was my dream. While I was in school, I was taking courses like Microsoft Professional. I became Cisco Certified Network Associate. I was taking all those courses because I wanted to become IT. I believed and I felt that my dream, that my goal was to become, I was a Sun Java programmer. I was moving to the IT realm. I wanted to conquer the IT world. When I got out of school, I put in applications in almost every IT firm. But nobody was taking me. Nobody to put in a word. I didn't have any long leg. I didn't have any uncle. I didn't have any senator. I didn't have any House of Rep member to put in a word and say, okay, this guy is smart. I'll pass those tests, I'll pass those exams, but nobody was calling me. I'm like, what is this? I am sure I dusted these things. I'm sure I'm knowledgeable more than all these people that came to take this exam. I am sure I passed these things. I know these things. I am sure. But when the list comes out, my name was not there because I didn't know anybody. Because that was what my environment presented to me. You're from just the lower part. You're nothing. Nobody's there to help you. You don't have a long leg. That is it. I remember when I went to do my youth service. After my youth service, I did something up. I was posted to MTN to go and serve. And I was like, wow, finally God has heard my prayers. I'm going to MTN to serve. And when I finish serving at MTN, I'm going to be retained because that is the IT world. That is my inroad into the IT. The communication was just not IT. I was not entering into communication. I had my CCNA. When I go there, I'll show them I'm a Cisco Certified Network Professional. CCNP. I had my CCNP. So I was so excited and elated that finally I'm going to come to a point where I was going to showcase my skills. I was posted to go and serve in MTN, and I was ready to go there and show them who I am, who they've got. When I went to collect my acceptance letter, there were 10 of us that was posted there. The 10 of us came and they sat us down. We all had a letter. We all posted from NYC, posted to go and serve my fatherland. They started calling us for another interview. The first person entered, they asked him, who is your father? Who connected you here? Who brought your name here? He said, my father is the Honorable Minister's son, blah, 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 brother, whatever. Okay. They gave him an acceptance letter. When he came, I said, what did they ask you? They asked me, how did I get in here? Who submitted my name? I told them that my father is in the government. And I said, wow. I said, child. They called the second person. Who is your uncle? My uncle is a senator. I got a recommendation from the senator's brother, son, daughter, uncle, mother-in-law. And I was like, wow. When it got to my turn, I brought my letter. MTN, the one in my tama. And they asked me, so who brought you here? I said, no, NYC posted me here. They said, no, that's not what we're talking about. Which link? How? Don't you understand? I said, I don't understand. NYC posted me here. They said, no, 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 no. Fine, NS posted it here, but who? They were trying to say, who do you know? Who? I was like, come on, I'm smart, I'm this. I started to sell myself. They said, guy, calm down. That's not what they're telling you. And right in front of my face, out of the 10 people that were there, they accepted the 9 of them because somebody introduced them. And me, they told me, I'm sorry, we cannot accept you. What I studied was related to what they needed, but they didn't need it. I had experiences. I was already a Microsoft Certified Professional. I was already a Cisco Certified Network Associate. I was already a Cisco Certified Network Professional. I had all these things that they needed. But guess what? Right in my front, they called the lady that studied, was it history or whatever, political science or something. And they gave my slot to that lady. Why? Because the lady came from maybe somebody House of Rep member, senator, or minister. And I cried in that office. As a grown man, I was literally crying because I was telling them, I said, this is like, I was trying to tell myself, this is like my only chance at becoming successful. This is my world. This is my IT world. I was literally crying like they told me, come on, will you shut up? Do you think this, look at this big boy, go, come on, go to the street and fend for yourself. Does it look like your mother's kitchen coming to cry? Look at these big boy crying. Come on, will you come out to get out of this place? That's what they told me. I was trying to plead them. Look at this grown man, you're crying. You're not ashamed of yourself, you're crying. You're crying. Go to the streets and go and hustle, you're a grown man. And when I came down, it was the gate man. MTN, my tama. It was the gate men there that were consoling me. Because I couldn't hold my tears. Because I'm like, now. So, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was rejected in MTN. And I went back. I know that when I go back, they will push me to one village primary school to go and teach. And I told myself, truly, truly, I have nobody. I called my mom. Then my mom was like, there's nothing she can do. I didn't know that. My dad was like, what are you telling me to come and do? Do I know anybody? I don't know anybody. I already told you to hustle. And I walked out of that place knowing that I'm on my own. And if I needed to survive, it has to be me. Despite those limitations, I emerged. If you're listening to me today and you're saying, yes, I can understand where you're coming from. Just know that what I did was I began to look inward. I began to develop myself. And today, the rest is history. The second thing that happened to me, so when I finished this service, I was looking for a job anywhere. My goal was to own an IT company and all that, but come on, where was I going to get that money? I saw bank opening. I saw a bank test just to go and write. I just needed money because you see, I know what it means to wake up in the morning and don't know where your next meal is going to come from. I can tell you. I know what it means to have a shoe that is spoiled and you're wearing it because you can't get another shoe. I didn't just drop from the sky. I know what it means to be very broke. I know what it means to be average. And I know what it means to be rich. And I know what it means to be super rich. I have a plethora of these 4 different categories. I have experience of these 4 different categories. And guess what? I had to go and take bank exam because it just, you see, one of the greatest disservice people have done to our youth these days is they will tell you, no, do what you like, do what you love, do what you're passionate about. My mentor told me then, he said, no, that's wrong. He said, do not do what you're passionate about. Do not do what you like. Do what is necessary. Do what you have to do to survive. I loved IT, I loved the computers, I loved the communication world, but nobody was calling me for them. I saw a bank test. Banks are hiring. I went and wrote the test and I passed. As I started working in the bank, at least they were paying my bills. Do what is necessary. Do what you have to do. As a grown man, it's not what you love that you do. You do what you have to do. Successful people are people that do what is necessary. And that's what I did. I started working in a bank. Started getting some money. Started living an average life. At least food on the table was not a problem. Rent was not a problem. Clothes was not a problem. Yeah, bank card, doing well. Took loan, bought my first car. Just doing well, doing okay. Until I encountered the second force. The first force I said was the force of the environment and on the growing up experiences and all that. The limitations around. And I told you how I emerged from that. Then the second force was when I saw what was going to give me the life that I dreamt of. Yes, I was working in the bank. I was getting paid some hundreds of thousands of naira. But it wasn't going to give me the life. Yes, it's going to put food on my table. Give me a car, a broke mobile to drive. Just make me okay. I don't have to beg. Yeah, I struggle to pay rent. Yeah, just living okay. But that was not who I wanted to be. That was not who I was. Now, working in the bank, I couldn't reach out to a lot of people. This year, we're feeding 1 million families. I couldn't feed anybody when I was in the bank. In fact, you're struggling to survive, to keep yourself and your immediate family together. How much more? Other people around you. But guess what? I found a gold mine. And that was the second thing that happened to me. I found the gold mine. And when I found the gold mine, I faced the second greatest obstacle. I call it, let me take some water. I call this one Destiny Killers. Because I would have still been working in the bank, feeling okay, but living far beneath my potential. Do you know how many people that today, they think they are okay, but they are living 1/100th of what they are supposed to be? When I finally discovered that working in the bank can't give me leverage, because even if you work for 20 years, and work for 30 years, work for 40 years, even if you become the MD of the bank, there's no leverage. You keep working till you die. I found a business that can give me freedom, not just money, but freedom. And that was what happened. The second force kicked into place. And this is the force I want to show you how to overcome. This is the force that has buried a lot of young men, a lot of young women listening to me. You would have been farther ahead than where you are today, if only you knew how to bury this force that stops it from emerging. What is the force? I call it the force of validation. The force of validation. Now, remember when I started, I said in every human being there is this innate desire to emerge. I said it's a blessing and it's a curse. The force of validation. The force to have your friends validate you. The force to have the force to have the society. I'm a little passionate when I think about this because I know what this has done for me. How many people are in obscurity today because of the force, the addiction to be validated by their friends, by their family, by their peers? Rumi said the world, they say the world is weak, and by their sheer mass, they're forcing weak ideals of people. Let me say it this way. 90%, 95% of the world are brokies. They're broke people. 5% or less than 5% of the world are people that are successful. But the problem is, we're seriously living our life to get validation from the 95% of the masses. You know why I'm a bit emotional when I think about this? Because I would have been a broke banker sitting behind a cubicle now. Maybe leaving the office now. Maybe I'm leaving the office. Leaving behind all my means, not affecting anybody, in obscurity. The urge to be validated by your peers, the urge to be validated by your family, the urge to be validated by your friends, the urge to be validated by society is the number one cause or reason why people are not emerging. What does my friend say? What does society say? Are you aware that society, most people in society have their values all wrong? I'm not going to go into all of that. Most people in the society have their values all wrong. I can't go into all of that. But we're so addicted to seeking validation, peer pressure. When I saw that I can't keep working in the bank and get leverage, I need to get into a leverage business. I need to get into networking. I need to get into network marketing. Everybody around me came after me. How can you say that? It's not. What will you say you're doing? A whole banker like you that's trying to that's trying to promote you. You now leave your banking job. How can you leave first bank job? You want to go and do network? Are you okay? Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? Who brainwashed you? I instantly lost all the people. There's this craze for followership. I want my followers to go. I want people to comment. Come on. If you must emerge, you must separate yourself from the masses. You must separate yourself from the masses. You must separate yourself from the masses. People have jettisoned their dream because somebody told them, this is not good. Something just comes into your mind. You want to do this and you go and they say, no, don't do that. No, don't go and do that. No, nobody succeeds in that. Can you see? Everybody's failing. People around you, they fail. And you leave your dream. It came to a point where everybody around me said, no, you can't leave First Bank to go and start doing network marketing. You can't do that. It's wrong. It's wrong. Even my mom said, oh, my mom even told me, oh, my village people have finally gotten me. Finally. My village people have gotten me finally. For you to leave your banking job to go and say you want to do network marketing, I am finished. Don't do that. Don't do it. Who is deceiving you? Who is lying to you? Who is telling you that? Who is telling you that? Everybody around me was like, this is not what you're supposed to do. Work in the bank. Work in the bank. Work in the bank. The urge for the validation of people around you, the urge to be validated by your friends or family, the peer pressure has kept a lot of people submerged. But something happened to me during all of this. I traveled for an event. And I'm saying this because most times you see, willpower is not enough. It needs something to push you. I traveled for an event outside the country. At that time, I started doing my network marketing. Everything was upside down. It wasn't making sense. It wasn't working. It was like, it's not acceptable. It's like, it's not society. The society does not accept it. It doesn't make sense. It's not looking okay. What will my friends say? When I started this journey, most of my, in fact, all of my friends, 99% of my friends, apart from one person, 99% of my friends, they didn't come with me. They said, dude, they've lost their mind. Dude, they're not thinking properly. Dude, these guys have brainwashed you. Dude, who is doing this thing to you? Dude, leave this thing. Dude, it doesn't work. Dude, show me all kinds of things. And they said, no, we're not going to follow you. Please don't leave the bank. You'll regret it. Today, if I say I'm a multimillionaire, it's an insult to who I am. Today, those my friends are still working in the bank, behind the cubicle, counting other people's money. Today, I'm as free as the bird. Those my friends are still working in the bank, behind the cubicle, living a life of desperation. If I had listened to them, if I had listened to them, if I had allowed the peer pressure, I went to the branch, one of the first bank branch one day, and I'm like, what? That is me there. That's my deck. That's where I used to sit, counting people's money. What? For how much? How much is their salaries? Gosh. But that would have been me if I cowered and bowed to peer pressure. I don't want to lose my friends. I don't lose my families. I don't lose my relatives. I don't lose my peers. I want to look good. And let me tell you this. If you must emerge, you must become strong. I don't have a lot of time, but I must say this. You must become very strong in pursuing your goals. You must become very strong in pursuing your goals. Don't let anybody tell you and push out of your dreams, because they don't know better. Because if they knew better, they would have all been multi-millionaires. That's why only 1% of the world are successful, because the world populace can't see it. But especially because God has helped me in my business, I'm doing very well. I have lots of people that become millionaires, multi-millionaires, 8-figure earners a month. Where would those people have been if I had bowed to peer pressure? As you enter into 2023, do not bow to peer pressure. But something happened to me. I was working in the bank then. Everybody was saying, don't ever quit your job. Don't ever quit your job. Everybody was against it. Every single person. Everybody. When I mean everybody, nobody supported me quitting my bank job. They said, no, you can do it side by side. This bank job at least is legit. At least you can be sure you're making money. This one, you don't know whether you're going to make money or not. You cannot. Everybody was against me. And guess what I did? An event came out. It was in the UK then. That was my first time I was traveling to the UK. It was in Gloucestershire. The ticket to that event was £2,000. Tickets to attend one of my mentors then. Because what I did was I started gathering some mentors. £2,000. When I turned it to Naira, it was crazy. It was like my 2 months salary or something like that. But I paid for the tickets. Now, some people said, go, buy the ticket. I'm going to buy the ticket for the event. I'm going to pay for your flight and all that. After I bought the ticket, they said, saying, no, sorry, I cannot pay for your flight. Well, about 5 of us wanted to go. At the end of the day, nobody opted to go. I was the only one. I bought my flight ticket to London, to Gloucestershire, and I went for that trip. Now let me tell you, on your way to destiny, you're going to face the greatest amount of obstacle. In fact, let me tell you, anything you're doing today that you're facing so much obstacle, check it very well. You're just on the right path. And I can tell you from experience, most of the breakthroughs of my life came after so much battle. I almost gave up. I said, I'm about to give up. This is too much. This is too much. Little did I know that I was closest to my greatest breakthrough. And guess what? I went for that trip. When I landed in that trip, when I got there, everything was expensive. Because when you're converting pounds to Naira, I didn't understand it. I'm working and earning my money in Naira. I can't be spending in pounds. I had friends, old school mates. I used to hear this in those days. I didn't understand it. It happened to me. One of them I even been watching here. Old school mates that were like, no one wants to come. We're going to host you. Hey! My plan was once I land, no, get me. Oh. So I could just pay my flight ticket to come, flight ticket back. Now, get me till I come out. As I landed, these guys went ghost. Oh. They went dark. I used to hear stories like this. Only one of them came to pick me. That one, when he came to pick me from the airport, he took me straight to, he said, come, let's go to Chinese. Let's go have Chinese. I was saying, fine, let's go. Hey. The guy took me to a Chinese restaurant. After eating, the guy said I should pay. I should pay. I paid though. Long story cut short, I was practically on my own. Now, the following day, I'd already bought my train ticket to that event. And that morning, when I was going, I saw everybody, that was my first time coming to the UK. Everybody was walking briskly. Everybody just walking. I'm like, what is chasing? Walk normally. Why are you walking like something is chasing you? Everybody was walking like something was chasing them. I didn't understand this. I said, what's wrong with these people? Are they okay? I didn't know that they're trying to catch the train. Until I was just walking now. When I got there, they said, train, I just missed the train. And they said, for me to get the next available cab to the place, it's going to be 75 pounds or something. And I said, no, I can't pay 75 pounds. I cannot pay, because once you told me, I calculated it in naira, I cannot pay 75 pounds. I already have the ticket was like 11 pounds or so. I cannot pay 75 pounds. Then something that told me, he said, this whole thing was a mistake. Just leave this. I can't pay some, just leave this training, just leave this thing, just go and be, this whole thing was a mistake. How can you take your salary, 2,000 pounds is like your 2 months salary or something? How can you take your like your 3 months salary to come for this trip? What is it that you want to learn? What are they mentoring you that you cannot buy? Listen on, everything is on YouTube. I was about to turn my back and I said, no, I've already paid 2,000 pounds. I've already paid my flight ticket. 75 pounds cannot stop me. And I took that 75 pounds and I moved to the place, Gloucestershire, outskirts of UK, of London. When I got there, I was a bit late. So the whole seats were filled up. And as a Niger boy, I said, no, I cannot pay all of this and come and sit at the back. I said, it's impossible. I'll find my way. One good my way. The story is the long story. I can't get into all that. But I finally sat somewhere. And they came to pull me out. I said, no, you cannot pull me out. I was showing them my ticket. I paid this ticket.